Hey Truth Seeker, welcome back. Zach here. This video is about the assassination of Malcolm X. There are a lot of parallels between the death of Malcolm X and the death of Martin Luther King Jr. In this video, I want to expand on those parallels and also show how their assassinations are in line with other famous political assassinations, from Julius Caesar, who was assassinated in 44 BC, to the deaths of JFK and RFK. We'll also touch on the death of Lincoln and more. Throughout history, all of these men have been killed by the same gang, or if not killed, they have faked their deaths by the same set of numbers. That said, let's get into it. Malcolm X died at age 39 in New York City. Martin Luther King Jr. would die 3 years later, also at the age of 39, however, not in New York. With regards to New York, the number 39 is of great importance. New York was established July 26, 1788. There is a lot of revelation connection with New York's establishment date. Revelation is where the Synagogue of Satan is named. It is said in Revelation 3:9 that the Synagogue of Satan will rule in the end times. The numerology of the date that New York was established has a numerology of 39. The abbreviation NY equals 39. The United Nations in New York is 39 floors tall. New York in Pythagorean gematria equals 39, as does Empire. New York is the Empire State. Madison Square Garden, one of the center points of attention for the city, has an acronym of MSG, gematria of 39. Of course, there's 39 signers on the Declaration of Independence, 39 books in the Old Testament. James Madison made 39 proposals that became the Bill of Rights on June 8th, 1789, a date with 39 numerology. Also, the name Madison has gematria of 39. The first governor of New York was George Clinton, who has the same birthday as the state. He was born in the year 39, plus the name George equals 39. So I just want to make the point about how significant 39 is. It is very significant to the Zionists. In Israel, the Zionist state, their Congress is called Knesset. Knesset has gematria of 93, the big way, and 39, the small way. In New York, 93 is also very important. The new building built in the place of the old World Trade Centers is called One World Trade Center. One World Trade Center has gematria of 93. The building is 1,776 feet tall. 17 plus 76 equals 93. That is a method of extracting a date numerology. Think about 9/11. On that date, there was flight 93 of 33 passengers that crashed in Pennsylvania. Also, the first plane to hit the World Trade Centers is said to have hit floors 93 through 99, which reminds us of the 93 World Trade Center bombing. 93, I bring it up because the name Malcolm X in simple English gematria equals 93. He would die at the age 39, the reflection of 93. Martin Luther King Jr. in Pythagorean gematria equals 93. He too would die at the age of 39. Let us read about the assassination of Malcolm X. On February 19, 1965, Malcolm X told interviewer Gordon Parks that the Nation of Islam was actively trying to kill him. On February 21st, 1965, Malcolm X was preparing to address the Organization of Afro-American Unity in Manhattan's Audubon Ballroom when someone in the 400-person audience yelled, "Nigger, get your hand out of my pocket." As Malcolm X and his bodyguards tried to quell the disturbance, a man rushed forward and shot him once in the chest with a sawed-off shotgun, and two other men charged the stage firing semi-automatic handguns. Malcolm X was pronounced dead at 3:30 p.m., shortly after arriving at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. Emphasis on that time of 3:30. The autopsy identified 21 gunshot wounds to the chest, left shoulder, arms, and legs, including 10 buckshot wounds from the initial shotgun blast. So, what's interesting here is 2 days before he was killed, he hinted that the Nation of Islam was trying to kill him. The date that he made this hint, February 19th, 1965, is a date with 33 numerology, reminding us of how he was pronounced dead at 3:30. Also, he was Muslim, and Muslim has gematria of 33. This date that he said he might be killed is a date with a life lesson number of 42. 42, a very interesting number. The word Freemason equals 42. The word Zionism equals 42. February is the only month with 42 gematria. Of course, February is Black History Month. It should be noted that the word nigger has gematria of 42, and so do a lot of other divisive words that are used for racist and sexist insults. The reason this is so is because the Freemasons believe in divide and conquer. So it would make sense that if they are the authors and creators of our language, that they would make these hateful terms coded with their numbers for the point of the division they create. This date that he spoke of his possible nearing death, also a date with 105 numerology, like the words Zionism and Masonry. Abraham Lincoln died on the 105th day of the year. The Titanic fully submerged on the 105th day of the year. These are also Zionist plots by the Synagogue of Satan. This date also has a numerology connection to 86. Remember, the words symbol, triangle, and pyramid equal 86. This is a number often found around death. Hiroshima, the bombing was on August 6th, 1945, a date with 33 numerology. He would die 2 days later on the 21st with 21 bullets in his body. This is a date with 26 gematria, the God number. Also a date with a life lesson number of 44, which is the kill number. 44 is attached to every major political assassination in this nation's history and beyond. Julius Caesar died in 44 BC. The first president to ever die in office died on April 4th, just like Martin Luther King Jr. The last president to die in office was JFK, the 44th term president. Obama is currently the 44th president. This date has a numerology of 107. I'll show you why that's interesting. Also a numerology of 88, like the words poison and program. Malcolm X's assassin is said to be Thomas Hagen, who received a 44-year prison sentence. Thomas Hagen in gematria sums to 44. Again, Malcolm X died on a date with a life lesson number of 44. This man received 44 years in prison. Look at the gematria of kill. It's hard to miss that 11-9 that it begins with. Thomas Hagen, the big way, also sums to 107. Again, the date Malcolm X died on has numerology of 44 and 107, just like Thomas Hagen's name. His black Muslim name, Thomas Hagen, was Talmage X. Talmage X has a gematria of 33, similar to the gematria of Muslim. And again, like the date that Malcolm X hinted he might be killed by someone from the Nation of Islam. 33, often found in major political assassinations as well. The life numbers for Thomas Hagen are interesting. He has a life number of 34. The word murder equals 34 the small way. The word murder equals 79 the big way. And Thomas Hagen has these in his life number. If this is even a real man, if this is even a real name, if this is even a real birthday. I suspect not. I suspect this identity was created for false blame, which is what he likely received. He also has a life number of 60, a number connected to conspiracy. Malcolm X's birthday is interesting, May 19th, 1925. Born on a date with 32 numerology, the America number. USA has gematria of 41. Of course, Malcolm X is a famous American figure. What's creepier is that he has a life number connection to 68. Caskets go 6 feet deep or 8 feet long. This is the reflection of 86. We find these numbers around death all the time. Martin Luther King Jr. would be killed in the year 68. The name Barack Obama in simple English gematria sums to 68. In the year 68, 911 was made the national emergency dialing code and World Trade Center construction began. The date Malcolm X was born on is the 139th day of the year, another 39 within that number. With regards to 139, the words Freemasonry equals 139 the big way and 58 and 67 the small way, just like Nation of Islam. These numbers were very much connected to the assassination of Lincoln. So, Malcolm X had a movie made about him by Spike Lee, the famous black filmmaker. Notice the name gematria of Spike Lee. Spike equals 24 and 33, just like Muslim. Lee equals 33. Spike Lee has name gematria of 37 and 46. This is interesting because Malcolm X's Muslim name, when he became a Sunni Muslim, was El-Hajj Malik el-Shabazz after traveling to Saudi Arabia and doing the pilgrimage there. Notice how el-Shabazz is a lot like Spike Lee. And what's interesting about this name is the gematria of 46, because Malcolm X became Malcolm X in the year 46 when he went to prison, and Malcolm X separated from the Nation of Islam in 64, the reflection of 46. The words Israel and Zion have gematria of 64 with regards to the false Jews, the Zionist Jews. All of these numbers share a relationship. Malcolm X's movie by Spike Lee came out on the date of November 18th and ran 202 minutes. 202 minutes is the same as 3 hours 22 minutes, and November 18th is the 322nd day of the year. 322 is the reflection of 223, which is the number for the Synagogue of Satan. In my video about Lincoln, I showed how this number was very much connected to his life and his assassination. All of these people, the Kennedys, Lincoln, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., have had all these same number associations with them. It shows who their handlers were. This reveals why in part they were the men that they were, and why their voices were even heard on TV and the radio. The next point I want to show you is how X in English gematria equals 144. This number very much connected to assassinations. If you write out the word 44, it sums to 144. Again, Julius Caesar assassinated in 44 BC. The last presidential assassination was JFK, the 44th term president. The first president to ever die in office died on April 4th, just like Martin Luther King Jr. Notice how April 4th equals 144, just like 44. If you ever wondered why 44 was spelled funny, this is why. Because the language is based on gematria. We just haven't been told because we're the people in the dark. JFK, the 44th term president, died on the first day of Sagittarius, which also has this gematria of 144. So X brings us back to this number very much connected to assassination. Of course, we talked about all the 44s in regards to Malcolm X's assassination as well. Dying on a date with a life lesson number of 44, having an assassin with a 44 name who got 44 years in prison. The other thing that's interesting about X is how it connects to the names Malcolm and Little. Malcolm and Little in Pythagorean gematria both equal 24, and X is the 24th letter in the alphabet. 24 is also a reflection of 42, the number negatively stamped on black people throughout history. This is why Jackie Robinson wore 42, because the word nigger equals 42. In the O.J. Simpson trial, it said that Mark Furman said nigger 42 times in testimony. It's a ridiculous fact. It was a ridiculous trial. It was a trial by the numbers. The reason they said this, though, is because 42 means nigger. And notice how within nigger, the number 59 is coded twice. The word Negro equals 59. The word slave equals 59. The word blues equals 59. Motown Records came out in 59. Miles Davis came out in 59. Miles Davis equals 59. Only the numbers 5 and 9 have gematria of 42, which is also interesting. But this is what's going on, Truth Seeker. The Zionists are controlling history. They're using agents to divide us. Malcolm X always blamed things on the white people. Never once did he speak about the Zionist. And there's reason for that, because he was likely a Zionist agent. And this is why he either died by these numbers or faked his death by these numbers. I want people to wake up to who is responsible for the real tyranny of this world. It is the Zionists. They are teaching people to hate, and they are rigging history. Until next time, Truth Seeker.